Hi class, this is lesson 73 for course 2, multiplying and dividing positive and negative numbers. Here are the rules that you must memorize. When you're multiplying and dividing positive and negative numbers, the first scenario is if the two numbers in the multiplication or division problem have the same sign, then the answer is a positive number. And the second scenario is if the two numbers in the multiplication or division problem have different signs, then the answer is a negative number. Okay, so what they're telling you, same sign. So if we have a positive and a positive, or we have a negative and a negative, when you multiply or divide, you will always get a positive. Down here, if you have a negative and a positive, or a positive and a negative, you will always end up with a negative. Okay, so let's use those rules. I just copied them again here to solve A, B, C, and D. So let's just look at these first. Problem A is a negative 12 divided by a negative 4. Do they have same sign or different sign? They have the same sign. Does it matter which sign they have? No, because my rule says as long as the signs are the same, my answer will be a positive number. So I'm just going to put a positive sign down here, and we're going to answer this in just a minute. Problem B says negative 2.4 divided by 4. Okay, well 4 is a positive number. They didn't put a plus sign there, but I know that that's positive. So look at my signs. I have a negative and a positive. So those are different signs. So if the two numbers have opposite signs or different signs, the answer is a negative. So this number will be negative. Problem C is a positive 6 times a negative 3. One is positive, one is negative. Different signs will give you a negative number. In problem D, we have negative 1/2 times negative 1/2. Same sign, going to give me a positive answer. So now we can just ignore the signs because we already took care of that. What is 12 divided by 4? Well, it's 3. So negative 12 divided by negative 4 is positive 3. This one you might need to work out. Take 4 and put that into 2.4, and that's going to give us 0.6. Opposite signs, remember, negative answer. 6 times 3 in the example C is 18. Opposite signs, so negative answer. And D, we have a negative 1/2 times negative 1/2. We already know it's going to be positive, so what is 1/2 times 1/2? That's 1/4. Now you don't need to put the positive signs down when it is a positive answer. You must have the negative sign when it's a negative. But what happens if you have something like this? Positive 4 times negative 3 times negative 2 times negative 4. Notice now I have 4 numbers. My rule only covers 2. So we can break this into 2 groups of 2. Okay, so we could take these 2 first. What is 4 times negative 3? I have different signs, so it will be negative 12. So now I can group negative 12 with the negative 2, and negative times negative, I have the same sign. Negative 12 times negative 2, positive 24. Okay, so the last time now I need to group that with the negative 4. Negative 4 times positive 24. My signs are different, so my answer will be negative. And 4 times 4 is 16, so carry the 1. 4 times 2 is 8, plus the 1 is 9. Negative 96 is my answer. Notice that how many opposite signs do I have? These two are going to combine, or any of the two of the negative numbers. I have two negatives, so that's going to be a positive. This is already a positive, and that's a negative. So all I'm looking for really is, do I have an even number of negative numbers or an odd number of negative numbers? And an even number of negatives will always be a positive answer, and an odd number of negatives will always be a negative answer. And that goes for the same if you're dividing. Okay? So we can work through some of that in class. The problems will get much more difficult. Just remember that when you pair up numbers, same sign, positive answer when you multiply or divide, different sign, negative answer when you multiply or divide. Okay? With that, that is lesson 73. I will see you in class.